going on, everyone? So I'm sure by now you've seen a million different ways to work your lower body, to do a burpee, to do everything but work your back. So I'm gonna go over a few ways that without any equipment, with just a couple of items that you might have around your house, that we can train our back. So I'm gonna use this sawhorse right here, which you can use a sawhorse if you happen to have a sawhorse. But I'm gonna pretend that this is my table, and I'm gonna set up so that I can go under the table and I can use it to row. Hopefully you can hear me. What I'll do is I'll do a couple reps and then come over and talk about it. But in this case, I'm gonna be holding the sawhorse like this, and I'm gonna be rowing, pulling with my back. So let's check this out. Ways that we can make this a little easier if you're not able to keep a nice straight body would be to bend our legs. So look like this. And that might still be difficult. It'd be okay to maybe shorten the range of motion on that so you're not pulling as much. I can't really do it on this, and I don't have a table to show, but you could also grip the other way, and we could be pulling more like this with our bodies underneath the table. So that's one way you can do it. So you can do rows, kind of like an inverted row, on a table, sawhorse, something like that. Odd object. You really can find anything around the house that you can add a little bit of weight to. So, for example, you could take a backpack and we could do an odd object row. So I would set up, show you from the side here. I'm holding this bag, I'm bent over, and I'm really focusing on pulling with my back, rowing into my stomach. So, you got kids, they have a backpack, load that baby up. You can do some rows with it. You might even be able to. It has like a hook like this. Come in here to our table. We might be able to even row with a single arm. Or you could get creative in the way that you're holding it. Find some sort of way that gets you a good stretch. And then you're rowing it back. So, table row, odd object row. Another one we can do, this is going to be my broomstick. I mean, I have another broom down here, something like this. Really doesn't matter. This was once a broom and it broke off. So with this, there's a couple ways that we can set this up, and you can use this to do some back exercises. So I have a couple paint cans here. If you're doing any painting around the house, I saw tons of people at Home Depot getting paint because they're like, we're gonna be inside, so might as well do some painting. Here, we would just take it, put the paint cans, they have these handles to them, make sure that everything is balanced, and now we have a little bit of weight, and we can row that bar into our stomach, really focusing on squeezing our back here. So that's a good way to hit the upper back, or to hit your back. And you could change the grip. So we could go an overhand grip, an underhand grip. Lots of ways that you can do that there. Let's say that you don't have paint cans lying around. You might have some detergent, and maybe you only have one bottle, or you might have some gallon jugs. You can put that right through the middle, and we can still get some rowing in here. Or these jugs, you can use them to just do some sort of single arm row. And you could probably take something like this, if you have an empty one, fill it with sand, rocks, something like that, to add additional weight to make it more challenging. With stuff that feels light and it might feel sort of easy, really focus on that mind-muscle connection. Focus on using your back while we're pulling, and slow the tempo down. Really control the movement. That's gonna make it so much harder. There are 3 things that you can do. We can row on a table, and do like a sawhorse, like this over here. We can find some sort of odd object to do our rows with. It can be done 2 hands, one hand, 1 arm, 2 arm, 1 arm. And then you can find a straight bar, and you can add weight to it, and you can row that way.